Hello, Sims and Simpets. Welcome back to episode 2 of the Casual Simps Podcast. It's your girl Raven, and we have Miss Sweet Potato,
안녕하세요, 여러분.
and we have Miss Star.
Minasan, konnichiwa.
Today's topic is a very interesting one. We're going to be talking about our favorite 2D villains. Let's go.
Whoop, whoop. Okay, guys. So, just before we start things off, I have a question.
Ooh, what's up?
Okay, so if you could have any anime, manga, webtoon, manhwa, or video game villain's power, whose ability would you choose and why?
Oh my god, that's a
I'll
loaded
give you all
question.
some time to think about it. So I'll go first whilst you all, contemplate your character.
Ooh.
So if I had to choose, I would definitely choose Xehanort from the Kingdom Hearts series. He has this power to manipulate time, and I always liked time powers, like powers that deal with alternative timelines and events. So, he could go forward in time and back in time and stuff like that. And it's just so interesting, to see what could have happened if you did something differently, kind of like, Tomege
Oh my gosh.
and visual novels. But, but yeah, I just like the concept of that ability. There's a webtoon that I read, it's called Rebirth, which is like a zombie apocalypse situation. And this guy already went through a timeline of the apocalypse, and then he's in a different version of the same events. So it's like navigating through his current timeline. He's he has the knowledge of the previous timeline. And I just like time travel. It's so interesting to me. But yeah, so that would be my villain power that I would choose.
Okay.
How about you, Raven?
Me? Oh, I'm sorry. That was my fault. Wow. That's a super loaded question. And I have no idea who to pick from, in all honesty. Because the villains I admire, or the villains that I appreciate per se, I don't appreciate them for their powers, really. For the most part, I appreciate them more for their personality and characteristics. So
Okay, cool.
I could if we were talking about main protagonists or heroes, I could have easily fired out one right away. But when it comes to villains, it's so difficult. I guess if I had to pick one, I don't know if you remembered when we were discussing the topic for this podcast. Was it last night or something like that? And we were talking about now this is from a very mainstream anime. Forgive me for those who don't like mainstream anime. But we were talking about the espadas from Bleach, right? Or the Arankas. And my specific favorite one was Baragan, and he's the one that rots everything and makes he basically not rots, but what's the term? He speeds up the life,
the aging
of an
process.
item. Yeah, and then he things basically rot in his hand. And I think that power is so... If I had it, I would be the worst person alive. I would not know how to control myself. It's kind of like how Shigaraki is from Boku no Hero. If I had that kind of power, it'll be I think it's a really fascinating power to have, to play with age and to play with how fast things deteriorate.
Yeah.
Firstly. And also, I think I want that power just because I want to kind of look like Baragan too. Not the skeletal aspect, but like his whole... no, not the skeletal aspect. But like the throne and his gaudy
Right.
cape. Like I admire the character design. So I think that's what I would go for off the bat. If I had more time to think about it, definitely do somebody else. But yeah, as of now, Baragan is pretty cool.
Okay, cool.
I think I would go.
What about you, Sweet Potato?
For me, it would have to be. Now I'm going to butcher his name. I cannot pronounce names. I think it's cool. Just now. Let me think.
Okay, what anime are they from? What
I think
series
it's
are they?
What anime? Yeah, what anime is it?
Kurojiri? Is that his name? The guy from Boku no Hero, the Black Fog.
Oh my god.
Him.
What is his name?
Kurojiri? Yeah, the bartender guy. The guy that can make voids and stuff and whatnot. So for me, I would choose him because I'll be able to travel anywhere in the world. And also, if I'm low on money, I can just make a void and go into a bank's vault, take the money I need, and leave. Very easy.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, and if I want to go to Japan one day or go to Chile the next day, I just create doors for me to go through. Very simple.
Yeah,
I want to travel.
I think his name is Kurogiri.
Kurogiri.
Yeah, I think it's Kurogiri.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, guys. So, as we're gonna be discussing some of our favorite 2D villainous men, what makes a villain a villain? You know, like, what are some of those traits that a villain should typically possess? You know, since they're bringing the spice and the seasoning to the plot of the whole story.
He has to be a psychopath.
You know, oh my god.
I think what's really important is a tragic backstory. Always. To me, like, not the hero must not be the only one for tragic backstory. I want the villain to have tragic backstory for me to feel sorry for them and for me to like them. That's what makes me like them.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, and also character design is super important. Like, what? Can we talk about the way they draw these villains now and the way they design them?
Oh boy.
You're getting better and better, and they make it ridiculous for me not to like a villain.
It's true. Some villains, though, they kind of, looking a little...
A little sus.
A little sus. Yeah. So, who would like to share their villain first?
Okay, I will start off with my first one
after the other.
Just a warning, my villains are very wild. I don't really go, I don't choose them like by looks and stuff. I choose them mainly by powers and like how their body is shaped and stuff like that. So, my first
Thank you for the disclaimer.
Disclaimer.
You're welcome. Disclaimer. Do not quote me or take me seriously.
These thoughts are our own and do not reflect the animation companies or the manga and all of the people involved in creating these series / video games. These are our thoughts. Don't take it too seriously. It's not that deep, people. Calm down.
Yes, it's very casual.
We are the Casual Simps Podcast. We casually simp. Let us enjoy our casual.
Yes, right.
Now.
So mine, he has the sad backstory where both his parents were murdered and stuff like that, and it also traumatized him, which I think also made him who he is today. So we shall begin with Lord Orichimaru. Now, before you start on Lord Orichimaru, let me just tell you, Orichimaru is how old again? He's very old. But do you see his face? He has that secret jutsu for eternal beauty, and I want to know what it is. I need that. He's also a badass.
Drink water.
Drink
water and wear sunscreen.
Drink water and exercise.
Drink water and wear sunscreen.
I don't know. Yes. I just like Orichimaru, like from his younger days when he was somewhat good. I don't know. Is he still evil? I feel like he's still evil.
Was he ever good?
He was kind of good back in the day when he was on the team with Tsunade and Police Age.
Oh yeah.
I just found him really cool.
He always came across as that one guy that had a secret agenda.
Yeah.
Which he did, right? He wanted to bring his parents back to life.
Yeah.
That, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what it was like. Why he started the Forbidden Jutsu. Also, like either impress his dead parents or bring them back to life or something like that. So yeah, that's my first one. Orichimaru. And talking about snakes, like the big snake was so cool. That's just
what's the name of his snake again? I used to know that name.
I can't remember
the name.
Let me see. What's her name?
Man, Naruto was a lifetime ago, honestly.
Yeah, me too. Oh gosh.
Misachita, Orichimaru, snake.
I used to remember the name of Tsunade's slug. I think his name was Katsuyu or something like that. I'm probably really wrong, and all the Naruto stars are gonna come from there. So oh boy. Anything yet, Sweetpotato?
Sorry?
Did you get anything yet?
Let me see. Orichimaru snake. Orichimaru.
First of all, did you spell Orichimaru correctly? That's the question.
Yes, I did.
Yes. Did you
For some reason, I can't spell his name right. I don't know why.
Someone asked, what exactly is Orichimaru? That's a good question, but easy. Is he human? Is he snake? Is he a beauty YouTuber?
Wow. Orochimaru's snake's name is Manda.
Manda. You can see that sounds cool.
Manda.
So imagine having a big pet snake.
The big purple thing he summoned, Manda.
So like if Orichimaru was your husband, you would have eternal beauty. Your body would stay young and you'd be able to ride a big snake. That sounds strange, but yeah.
In so many ways. Anyway, who's next?
Okay. Would you like to go next?
I'm traumatized. Okay. So I'm starting with. I'm going from the bottom of my list up. I'm starting with the Fate series, i.e., and I'm kind of putting. When I talk about the Fate series, I'm gonna include all of them, like Fate Stay Night, Fate Apocrypha,
Fate Night, Fate Night, Stay Night.
All like. I'm even including the servants in the game because we need to appreciate the game. But I know we're talking about anime per se, but the characters in the game kind of overflow into the anime anyway.
I've never played the game,
so I don't.
Yeah.
Oh, the game is. Where's gacha? The entire world.
No.
Where's gacha game?
History of the universe. That is the worst gacha ever.
But I think that will be a topic for another. We could gripe about gacha games forever. But I'm gonna start with none other than Gilgamesh from the Fate series. Whether it's his caster form or his oh my gosh. Well, I guess in the anime he's only been shown in his caster form, no? Or has he been shown in other forms as well? I can't remember. But Gilgamesh is the tea. I love his arrogance. I love
Mhm. I think we lost Raven. I'm not here now.
Me neither. I thought it was me for a second.
Yeah, I think we lost Raven.
Oh, okay. I'm back. Am I
You're
back?
back? Yes, you are.
Yes,
Welcome
yes.
back.
I'm sorry. Where did I last leave off?
The last thing I heard,
arrogance.
yeah.
Was what?
The arrogance. That's what
Okay,
I
I love arrogant villains, and Gilgamesh is like one of the most arrogant people ever. Like, he refuses to acknowledge that he's not important in the modern day world, and I love it so much. It's so anyway, and I love how gaudy he is with like everything he owns, and I love how boisterous and like what's the word I'm looking for? Like you know when somebody's like overly confident.
Yes.
Yes.
Like, I love that about him, and to me, not every other villain can pull that kind of thing off. Like, sometimes it can come off as annoying, like really, really frustrating when characters are like, "Oh, I'm the best at this thing, I'm the person," and I'm. But him,
Like
I don't know,
Vegeta?
something about his. No, I guess something about his character really pleases me. So yeah, Gilgamesh.
Okay, cool. All right, so my first villain that I would talk about, well, technically, he turned into an anti-hero situation over the course of the anime, but I feel like I typically gravitate to anti-heroes. Like, per se, I like redemption stories. Don't kill me, but but my villain would be Mukuro Rokudo from Katekyo Hitman Reborn. I've said before, it is my favorite manga series of all time. The anime needs some work, but Mukuro has been the same ever since I saw him. He was beautiful. The pineapple on his head is beautiful. I don't care. He would stab me with his spear if he could, if he heard this, but I don't care. He's very pretty, and he has the monochromatic eyes, and he's beautiful, and he has the beautiful chuckle, the cuckoo thing, and overall, he had the best line in the whole series for me when he spoke about his powers. So basically, Katekyo Hitman Reborn is centered around like the mafia, and he was put in this prison, and he was experimented on, him and his friends, as like children. It was a whole mess, and he wanted to destroy the mafia basically, but then he ends up being the main character's, one of his guardians, like, you know, one of his teammates to a certain degree, but he always helps them from like the background. So it's like, I'm not with y'all, but I'll help y'all when, you know, it's beneficial for me. And he was just an overall nice character. He had the power over illusions. That's what the mist category of powers in the series is more about. So, you know, he would make you see something, and if you thought it was real, it would kind of become real. And, you know, it could be you and stuff like that. And yeah, when he was a villain in the beginning, like, from when he showed up, I really started to actually like the series, because I think he shows up in like the 60s in the manga. I'm going into manga territory, I'm sorry. But it was a slow progress until like he showed up. I was like, okay, I'm in this for real. So he was the one who actually made this series. So yes, he's one of my favorite anime / manga villains.
Okay. Well, back to you, Miss Sweetpotato.
So I'm going to switch it up.
Scared.
So
I'm scared.
no, my
I'm
next
very
one
afraid.
is my next one is very chill and calm. So the next one we
Define
have,
chill.
he's chill. Well, he's funny. He's funny and he's cute. So the next one, he's also crazy. The next one we have is Boo. Majin Boo.
Oh my god.
Innocent version.
Okay.
Innocent, the chubby,
chubby, cute
version
one that
who can make candy. Yes,
right.
so you can turn people into candy and eat them. So I think like everyone, you know, like if you have a boyfriend, at least you have this untouchable boyfriend, you know, because their hugs will be great. Also, he's very funny.
Mm-hmm.
And he makes you candy. I love candy. So he makes me candy and stuff like that. And I can squish him.
He makes you candy from other people.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, if I was a villain and I was looking for my villain husband, that's why I'll choose him. So we can kill people while eating them.
That's cannibalism in the worst way.
Well, they're made out of candy, so.
Oh my gosh. You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of when that guy from Danganronpa got turned into butter.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Oh my god. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, that's it for me for Boo. I love his gloves. He has his nice yellow gloves and his squishy face.
And the cape.
Yeah, and a little cute cape. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's my G.
Oh my gosh.
Minus the fact that he kills people. But yeah.
Oh.
So we're just gonna overlook that he kills people.
Well,
Right?
I'm just gonna, you know, his cuteness makes up for it.
Yeah, we are talking about villains.
Yeah.
So.
But like the way he talks about it is like, oh, he turns them into candy though, so maybe that's a
Yes.
good
Right, so nonchalant.
Oh my god, I can't. So blasé.
Mm-hmm.
And also, he can change into different people. So, like, if one day I want someone else other than the cute innocent one, he can change it up. He can switch it up.
What are you? Who is he? Megan Thee Stallion? Switch his wings to make me feel like
He can switch his wings.
Oh my god, I can't.
Yes.
I'm so done with myself. Okay. I'll take this opportunity to continue this conversation. My second villain is also from Fate, and he's the main villain of Fate Apocrypha, and this is none other than Makusa Shiro. Yes, Mr.
Yes.
That is not really a priest. I fell in love with Makusa Shiro when the very first time I saw him was in the game Fate Granddaughter, and in the game, in the first few singularities, he shows up as like a Demogorgon thing. I haven't played the game in a while, so I can't remember what they're called. But when you approach the last part of the singularity, you fight this huge big monster, and he shows up as one of the final bosses. But I believe now he's actually a servant in the game, and I can't remember what class he is. So while I quickly Google that, I will tell you that when this man showed up in the when I saw him in the anime, when I decided to watch Fate Apocrypha, I was like, oh my goodness. Somebody that has a painfully innocent face, but their brain is like so twisted, and like that is like so attractive to me. I don't know why. And I also, once again, I enjoy his character design. I enjoy his taste. I don't know if that makes sense, but like his like whole way of doing things, his like how like posh he comes off sometimes. I really enjoy that, and his leadership and the way he fooled literally everybody into believing he was a legit priest for like 3/4 of the show. And everybody at the end was like, wait a minute, this guy is not who he seems. Like, he comes off as so sincere, but he's not, and it's so frustrating to watch him play all these people, like just fool all these people into oblivion. But at the same time, it is what makes me enjoy him as a character the most. Hey, why are you sighing? You don't like the Makuta Shiro?
I remember when the two of us, Raven, we started watching this, and he was so like, I just didn't trust him from the first time he showed up.
Me too. I knew something was wrong.
Yeah, like anyway, that's another discussion for another day.
He was very
I
sus.
think,
Yes, he was.
I literally can't remember what class he is in the game. And I'm sure I've been out of the game for like a while because I got frustrated and deleted it because of the ridiculous gacha drop rate. By the way, there's 0.001%. Don't even get me started. But I believe when he came out in the game, he was a beast class, which you were not able to summon. But now there's like a playable version of him, and I literally can't remember what he is. So I'm sure somebody will correct me later on. But that's just it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All
right. Well, I shall continue with my next villain of choice. Now, this person comes from Medaka books. Now, Medaka books is something that I read a long time ago. So it's like my memory of it is very foggy. When we were having our discourse before, when choosing the topic, like I was brought back to that, like all the things that I've ever read or watched, and then I thought of, wow, Medaka books. Wow, I actually read this? Like, wow, why? But I really remember one villain who just stood out, and he was Kumagawa. Like, this boy just kept smiling, and he had this whole cherry positive outlook and everything. And he was just like killing people. He was just pulling out a gigantic screw out of thin air, and he would like stab you with it. Like, I was like, what? So now he has a tragic backstory, as most villains do have. And it's like he was always painted as like a loser and like weak when he was young. And then because of that, he was able to kind of understand the human psyche to pinpoint other people's weaknesses, which he turned into like a strength of his own. And he had this ability called all fiction, right? And it's like he could turn reality into fiction, almost like Mukuro. I just like those types of powers. I don't know why, but like, let's say somebody died in the show, he could basically turn that reality into fiction so that the person would be alive, kind of like different little things like that. And he was just he was a sad character, but I just appreciated him at the same time. So yeah, he's one of the villains that really stood out for me, and I enjoyed.
Okay. So before I continue, let me just shout out our viewers on YouTube. Shout out to the how many views we have now?
I don't know.
Shout out to the 26 people.
Shout out to the 26 people.
Wow.
You're special. You loyal.
I was not expecting. Honestly, I was just like going into this whole podcast and being, maybe 2 or 3 people,
At most 5.
At most, wow, I was not expecting.
Wow, apparently we're running out of time.
Yay!
Zoom into flow. Anyway, let me continue before our time runs out with my third one. I think all of y'all would like him. I know you'll like him actually. This one is from Naruto. Haku from Naruto. My G who had me thinking, who had me confused.
The OG trap.
Yes,
really?
The trap of all. I was confused. I'm still confused. even though they said he's a guy. I'm still like, how? Do you not see that gorgeous face? He's wifey material.
We have pretty boys exist in anime. We can name a bunch of them, but let's not.
Yeah, such a sad background, like a sad story. Like, I just want to hug you, you know? Just hug him and pet him on his head. It's so sad, his story. So yeah, that's my third one. My G happy. So yeah, I feel like another thing, like the needles. I feel like he can do the acupuncture, you know? Do that for me.
Oh my god. You just want to benefit from these relationships.
I know, right?
Oh my god. Okay, so moving on to I guess since we're talking about Naruto, I could go into my little Naruto section. I, as a villain, appreciate this one specific villain in Naruto, but a specific kind of them, like a specific version of them, and that is none other than Pain himself from what group, Nikki? From what group?
I am not saying.
from the Akatsuki. And yeah, that's how you say it. And I appreciate very much so his human past, which is
that's a long-haired one.
The long-haired one, and he's I go back to my character design. He's just my favorite. I don't like any of the
other. He's another sad one. I think of sad story.
Yes, when I think of villains of Naruto, he's like him and the other Uchihas are the ones that come to my head. But I pretty much figured like somebody in this call might have an Uchiha somewhere. So I figured let me go with Pain instead. Like just Pain as a character, not like his many different personas. So yeah, I enjoy the human path of Pain.
Okay, cool. Alright, so my next villain comes from very, I don't know how to describe it. The King of Trolls anime, which I don't even. But anyway, yes, the character comes none other than from Gintama.
Oh no.
And this character is Takasui Shinsuke. Yes, he is best boy. Okay, that's not true. Well, he's tied for best boy. But yes, Takasui just, I don't know, like, how can I even describe it? Like, oh my gosh. Whenever he shows up in this anime, because this anime is just for the lols, like everybody can agree. This anime is a troll, but when this specific villain shows up, that's when you know things are serious. Like, things just get real. And he also had like, well, the main character and him, you know, they were kind of, you know, like they all come from the same background. Like this, okay, they had the same sensei, and you know, a war happened, and they fought together in the war, and then he kind of drifted apart from the others. And I'm not really describing this properly, but it's okay. And he just wanted to kind of just destroy everything. Like, what villain doesn't just want to burn like an entire country to the ground, you know? So he was just an aesthetic. I don't know. He wore purple. He had black hair. He smoked from a pipe, and he played the shamisen, and he was just great overall. And his final fight with Gintoki was beautiful. And then when he stabbed that guy in the eye, and I was like, what? But anyway, that's a whole other situation. But yes, Takasui Shinsuke, tied for best boy in Gintama. Come at me, I don't care.
Oh my gosh.
I think we will take a short intermission break and we should be back shortly. What do you all say? Should we take a short break?
Intermission.
Yeah, sounds good.
Let's go.
And we'll be right back.
All right, and we're back from our little intermission. Ooh,
Intermission.
oh,
Welcome back.
okay. So who's next to talk about their 2D villain?
Okay, I think it's me. So my next one is from Hunter x Hunter. And he's the one and only strongest person, the king ant.
Oh, I thought you were somebody else.
Yeah, I decided to choose him for now. Like all the others too wild and crazy, so I'll just go with my king. Yeah, so
Okay.
mine is the psychopath, serial killer kind of vibe. He's kind of cool though. He's powerful. He has a hot body. He's very, very muscular and stuff like that. Yeah. Like I know he can take care of me. And also like in the ending, well, I'll not spoil it. Should I do a spoiler alert? No, I won't. Okay,
Spoiler alert.
Okay, spoiler alert.
Skip the next minute.
Warning,
Skip to the next minute.
If you haven't watched Hunter x Hunter, do not listen to this, please. Warning. I give my warning. Okay, so in like the last few episodes, when he was playing this kind of game with this blind girl, I like the way he started treating her. He started treating her nicely. Like when she was attacked by this, was it an eagle or something? And he rushed towards her and like held her hand and stuff like that. I found that was so romantic. And then the way they died, that was also romantic. They died holding each other. And I think my mom was watching KPOP. Can you hear my background music?
No, just a little bit, but not really.
Oh, okay.
No.
Alright, well, she's blasting Calypso right now, which is making me miss Carnival. But I shall continue with my king.
You know, Martinique is still having their time. Anyway,
I heard they had it.
Just finished.
The ghetto.
Yeah, they have it. Boy, it was wild.
Anyway, let's not even go into that because now
What's the situation?
my next villain is from the one and only mess of an anime series. It's not a mess of an anime series, but to me it's just wild. Black Butler. A classic for me. An anime that inspired me to write my first fan fiction. But the one villain from this anime that no one saw coming all of a sudden is the Undertaker himself.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, let me preface this by saying for the first season, we all saw him as the kooky guy that ran the morgue. But then all of a sudden we find out that he is this Grim Reaper. His weapon is like this awesome scythe that has like a bunch of skulls. And then he finally lifts his bangs to reveal the most beautiful green eyes the world has ever seen. Now, this is a thing I fall for really easily. I love a character that has a reveal. You know what I mean? Like, like characters that have long hair and then all of a sudden reveal their eyes, and their eyes are like the most beautiful thing in the world. I.e. Gin from Bleach, i.e. Jujutsu Kaisen. We all know who we're talking about, for those who have not seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love a character with a reveal. And I love a character that's a villain we did not see coming. Because I bet when all of us watched Black Butler, if we didn't read the manga, when the first season came out, we just thought we put this guy on a back burner. We thought he was a crazy man with one long pinky fingernail and a hat running about the place that sleeps in a coffin. But then all of a sudden he's like the head of the Grim Reapers, and he's like the best of the best. and all of a sudden he just became this beautiful, ethereal, hauntingly pretty man that I cannot wrap my head around. And I'm still, listen, it's been a long time since I watched Black Butler. It's been a long time for me. I started this anime when I was in high school, and I'm still affected by this sudden change in character from the Undertaker. And he will always be, no matter how like basic this anime gets or how old it becomes, he will always be in that top tier list for me, because I was just not expecting that. That is my take on Mr. Undertaker from Black Butler. Do with it what you will, but no one can take away this man. Yes. Kristarr, it's your turn. Do we have Miss Star? Hello?
Did we lose her? Oh, she's there. Okay.
Oh my.
Okay.
What was the last thing you heard from me?
Yes, I had an issue for a second. No, I heard you. I guess you just couldn't hear me. Okay.
Yeah.
So my next character, I had to debate for this one, but anyway, my next character comes from the one, the only, the beloved One Piece. Now, we have some haters in our midst, but we will not, go into that.
We'll not focus on the negative.
So, one of my favorite villains from One Piece, I tried to zero it down, but I just chose one who I really did enjoy as a villain and as a person, and that was actually Katakuri, Charlotte, the Mochi Mochi man. Yes, he
the guy
showed up
teeth
recently. He's one of the oh gosh. I like teeth. It's a thing.
You like his
smile.
teeth?
Anyway, I'm not going to that either. Yes, it's not just that, but he has a sweet tooth, and people just made fun of him because of his appearance, and that was so sad to me. And I'm just like, oh my gosh! And then look at him now, and it's woo. Yes, Katakuri is so great, and his fight against Luffy was chef's kiss. I loved it.
I agree. I second that.
He was good. That was so good.
And he has a good body. His body is just...
We had a fight like that. Yes. Woo. I don't know, but man, Katakuri. Claps. Yes. One of my favorite One Piece villains in the slew of One Piece villains.
Oh my.
Haters gonna hate.
I'm not. Anyway, let me not. The Sweetpotato.
Oh, okay. It's my turn. I'll be moving on to the ultimate Zaddy of all time. My Zaddy, your Zaddy, everyone's Zaddy. Aizen from Bleach. That's all I can say. Aizen from Bleach.
Okay, now you can talk for me.
That's the Zaddy. The Zaddy. When I first saw him, I was like,
much,
you all have to throw in the bin.
No.
First of all, he's nice.
He did not even need to remove his
Wait,
glasses.
that was before glasses or after glasses?
He's
No.
both of them for me. He's just Zaddy.
I know, right? Boss.
His fits, his power, everything. He's just
Zaddy.
My definition of Zaddy.
People
he
keep
turned into
saying
a
before and
butterfly?
after glasses. I'm just even when he had his glasses, he was just it. He was it.
Yeah.
What? Anyway.
He was just hot. His hair, His hair style changes, his clothes, his fits were all perfect, on point. And that he was a master in everything and stuff like that. Yeah, he was kind of...
His manga freaky.
He turned into a butterfly.
Yeah,
A butterfly, right?
He freaky, yeah, he freaky for true. Yeah, that was freaky. I'm not gonna lie. But he's still Zaddy, and he's... Well, that's it for me. I don't think I need to explain anymore when it comes to Zaddy Aizen.
I mean, I do appreciate... Yeah. You have to appreciate how he basically lined everything up even before Ichigo became a Shinigami, you know, to like piece all that together to accomplish his goal. Like, I appreciate that as a villain. He did a good job.
Because he was a genius. I feel like he was smarter than that guy, that scientist captain.
Yeah, I believe so, yeah. I think so.
The one whose bankai is like a baby caterpillar.
Yeah, mid-self. This guy, self-honor.
Mayuri, Captain Mayuri. Yeah,
he was wild.
He's wild. He
needs
wild.
to throw.
I appreciate Captain Mayuri.
He was wild.
He was very wild.
Captain Mayuri had one of the most sick. He performed one of the most sick anime deaths in my opinion. Like, if you think about, remember when he killed that the scientist Aranka, the Espada with the pink hair, and then he just left that guy with a sword, just painfully going into him for eternity. Like, if you think about how psychologically screwed that is, like, if it was in real time, this guy probably still has that sword in him, and it's not even all the way in yet. Like, that's kind of mad.
Slow and painful there.
But Aizen was iffy. I agree with you, just Sweetpotato. I agree.
Everyone's Zaddy.
Well, mine is, I don't know if mine is really well known. It's from the series, the Castlevania series, and I don't even really know if it's considered an anime, to be honest. But it's from the Castlevania series, and no, it's not Dracula. My favorite villain from that series is a guy called Hector. Now, I have an appreciation. Maybe it's because I'm a dark-skinned girl, but I have an appreciation for dark-skinned anime characters, and when they're drawn right, and when they look right, I have a thing. Like, for example, there's this manhwa I read called Dear Daw, and the main guy in that is a dark-skinned character of all white hair and white eyelashes. Hector kind of gives me that kind of vibe. I don't know if you guys look him up. I'll send a picture in the group chat later. But
I know him.
If you've never seen it, he's kind of like that one person that falls borderline between villain and just really confused good person.
And he's a snitch.
Does that make sense? He's not really a snitch, but like I don't even know how to describe him. But he worked for Dracula, and when spoiler alert, spoiler, we will. If you have the old Castlevania, stop now, go watch it, then come back. Okay. But when Dracula died, and then he got captured by Camilla and all that stuff, and he was still someone loyal to Dracula and really confused. Like, he's just a really confused person, because as a human himself, he hates humans, and he finds them vile and disgusting, which fascinates me on every level possible. And he can bring things back to life. So in some ways, he's playing God, but he's not. And I appreciate his tragic backstory. Like, the reason why it's really. It's like kind of gut-wrenching, just a little bit. I mean,
and how he ends up in the end is also sad.
Yes, like they just did him so dirty, but at the same time, maybe if there's another season, we'll find out. I'm hoping there'll be another season. That'll be really nice. But his backstory together with his character design of like a dark-skinned character that just looks so damn good. It's not even funny. And then his power, to me, these three aspects make a perfect villain, and he has that. And he's so, like, when you listen to him speak, his voice, like the voice acting is so good, both in Japanese and in English, because I watched that series like about 4 or 5 times already, and I've watched it both in Japanese and in English, and it's so, like, the voice acting is so good, and the way he portrays himself, like, he's so poised and so, like, put together, but his mind is, like, crumbling with every step he takes because he doesn't know what to do with himself half the time. He's just following Dracula blindly in most situations with his own agenda in the back of his head. I find that really fascinating. So yeah, Hector from Castlevania. Yeah.
Okay. My next villain. Technically, I feel like this will be a spoiler. So, spoiler alert. This character is from Kimetsu no Yaiba or Demon Slayer. This character is it's not the person that Raven thinks it is.
I know,
but it is actually it's actually Akaza, who was one of the upper demons in the ranks of the big bad guy, and he hasn't appeared in the actual anime yet. He did appear in the movie that came out, but he should be in the second season, which comes out this year. But anyway. So yes, he was such a great villain for me. Like, his ability was very interesting. Like, for one, the poetry behind the whole motives of his abilities, like when he would actually use them, there would be this snowflake situation. And again, he does come from a terrible kind of past before he became a demon. And he had this girl. Spoilers. Okay, this is spoiler. Yeah, this is spoilers. Spoiler city. Okay, I'll not go in depth into it. But when his powers like activate, there would be like a snowflake kind of situation, which hints at somebody who was part of his life. And I found it so intriguing. And he uses like shockwave abilities and a lot of things. I cannot go in depth because it would just be spoilers for people who haven't read the manga because it hasn't aired in the anime yet. But overall, he was definitely my favorite villain in the whole series. Definitely. He even surpassed like Kibutsuki. But yes, it was the best. It is design, like the pink hair and like the marks on his face. I don't know, like he was just great overall. His appearance was great, his personality was great, his powers were great, his backstory was not great, but it was a great backstory, if you get what I mean. And overall, he was just great.
All right. Are we doing another round or is that our last round?
I think we can do one more round for the road.
Okay. One more round for the road?
Yeah. For the road. I think it's carnival so much.
Let's not get copyrighted.
Okay, so who will be my next guy?
I feel like my last one is supposed to
who should I choose? I have so many options. I don't know who to choose. Do I go with him?
I like him. You
I know, right?
Yeah. Okay, so I shall go with this one. Is not a husband though, but I feel like I should like mention him because he's a shatter, and also from one of the first animes I watched. I
Okay,
shall
define
mention.
shatter for people that don't know what a
Okay,
shatter
that is true. He is a boss. He is the ultimate villain
boss?
from my childhood. He's
Sure, let's
none
just call it.
other than Frieza.
Okay, cool.
Frieza
Oh
from
my
Dragon
God.
Ball Z.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, if we're talking about villains, I have to mention Frieza. Frieza is like the villain. His character
my
design, his powers, back in the day, Frieza was
Nah,
cool.
we have to use Sweetpotato this Raven.
Watch out, what?
Oh, go ahead. I agree with you. I mean,
Yeah.
yes, Frieza is a G.
At least you said it wasn't a husband, though, because I was going to start questioning.
It's not a husband, though. Although, if I was evil and I was looking for an evil husband, I would have to choose him because he's evil and he's powerful.
Okay,
But no, he's not a husband, though. I just had to mention Frieza.
so, okay, can I ask you a question with Sweetpotato?
Mm-hmm.
No, this is a legit question.
Uh-huh.
Which version of Frieza is your favorite?
I would think like the first version we saw. The
As
other
in
versions, yeah, the other versions.
As in the
after
version that just got chopped down by Trunks. Are you
Like the final form?
final form? Yeah,
I think
that's
the
true.
first
talking about
one we were introduced to. The first one. The first one. That's my
Oh,
G.
okay,
when
okay.
they were still on the planet.
Yeah,
Yes.
the first one.
Oh, okay.
He's the emperor. I mean, like
Oh.
everyone wants to marry someone from the royal family at least once, you know? The emperor. Emperor of the universe.
It depends.
I could do without that emperor.
I want to be royalty.
I mean, there are other
Why not
emperors,
be-
you know.
Why not be the empress of the
there are other
universe?
emperors.
Yeah, but are they the emperor
Why?
of the
That sounds like
universe?
so much-
No, they're not.
That sounds like so much responsibility, though.
True.
I'm too
It's a
lazy
good thing
for
it's
that.
evil, so you won't have
Technically, in
much.
the Dragon Ball universe, you would be to be the empress of the universe. You'd have to be with somebody else, but we're not going there.
Let's not even.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm ending on a new age classic. A guy that every reasonable person, male, female, non-binary, whatever orientation you go by, you simp for this person no matter who you are, what you are, and where you are. And that person is from the anime Boku no Hero Academia. None other than the one and only Dabi.
Dabi.
I don't care who you are, what you identify as, where you're from, you simp for Dabi, and you know it, I know it, we know
Dabi
it.
on the haters.
We Dabi on them haters.
Dabi
That's the
on them.
only time I use that term, unironically. Dabi is it for modern day anime / manga villains. Dabi, you cannot not like Dabi. And you cannot not like all, oh my gosh, the fan fictions are crazy.
They're crazy. It's wild.
Wild. The fan fictions
It's
are
very
insane.
terrifying.
The
honestly.
fan art, I feel like, you know what Dabi is? Because the people who came up with Boku no Hero, right?
Spoiler. No,
it's not a spoiler.
Okay, alright.
They kind of expected Dabi to like not be like one of the favorites per se.
They did a bad job.
Kind of like how the people that created Attack on Titan said that Levi was a 2 out of 10. Excuse you?
Hey.
What? I feel like
The disrespect.
I know, like people, they as writers and mangakas and all these other people, they were not expecting that much love for this one specific character.
You didn't understand the power.
Dabi showed up once at the end of that, what season was it? Season 3? Like they showed him once together with Toga when he just walked in, and he was just standing there so cool and so blasé and so poised, and he was just like, so what? He has that so what attitude, and I love it.
I remember.
He's like so, you can tell like the dominance this guy exudes is ridiculous. He will walk into a room, and no matter who is in that room, he will be the most important, and he doesn't even try. That's my problem with him. He doesn't try, and it irritates me how much he doesn't try. And I'm sorry, I'm going on so many tangents right now. I could talk forever about Dabi. I appreciate Dabi. I love Dabi. I love all the fan service they're giving in the manga, low-key fan service, and low-key fan service in the anime. And I can't wait to see more of them in the future, because I am not ready for what's about to happen when they animate. Has a new season dropped already?
No, not yet.
I don't think so.
No, not yet.
When that new season drops, I don't think any of us will be ready, because
I'm not ready.
We're going to be having a little bit of peace. Dabi. Anyway, before I Kristarr, take over. Yes.
All right. So my final villain for the night. Now I debated between talking about one, but the one that I will not talk about is more prevalent in the video game that they're in than in the anime. Because in the video game, they're a villain. But like in the anime, they haven't really shown the villainous colors yet. So I'll not say that person.
Is that the Wampa person?
Yes.
Okay.
But I will go back to Bleach once again with drum roll. Ulquiorra.
Oh my god.
Ulquiorra was a time where I don't know. Everything about this guy was just amazing to me. Like, he was the redemption of Bleach for me, to be honest, because at some point, even though I started watching Bleach, it was starting to go downhill at some point.
I agree.
And then the whole Espada thing happened with Aizen and the around cars and all that. And then it's like Ulquiorra just came on the scene, and I was like, ooh, okay, who is this? And then his fight against Ichigo and the whole Orihime thing. Ooh, that was too good.
Okay, wait.
Best fight in the entire series for me, personally.
Star. Question: do you ship Orihime and Ulquiorra?
Yes, I do. That is one of my main crushes. It is one of my main crushes.
Oh my gosh!
I am not ashamed. I'm low-key ashamed, but at the same time,
you should be.
I ship too.
Now, okay, I ship Orihime with Ichigo, but in my, like a little piece of my heart just, is in the Ulquihime realm.
Yeah, I ship her with him too.
Yes, it fits so well, but
they balance each other out.
Yes, I know we have an Ichiruki shipper in the area, and
actually I don't. I thought about it a while back, and it's like that's not canon. That could never. That wouldn't make sense.
It's not canon. Yes,
but I still kind of. Maybe it's because I just don't like Orihime as a character. I'm so tired of these bimbo characters. But like, I can't.
Yes, like okay, sorry. Orihime wasn't the best, Her powers didn't make all that sense. Like, I don't know, there was just no real understanding of why, in my honest opinion. Although I think she did have something afterwards, right? Was there an explanation? But I don't know.
They didn't really in the anime. They didn't really touch on it, and from as far as I'm concerned, in the manga, they never really touched on it either. It was like small glimpses of stuff, but in like the pieces they were dropping never really made a picture. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But yes. Anyway, back to Ukira. He was my favorite Bleach villain. His just whole appearance, his color scheme, his abilities, the way he was just so like he was a representation of loneliness, I think.
Yes.
Like when you look at their father, and I don't know, his entire motive was just really cool for me. Ukira was a time. Him and Grimjaw were a time.
Oh,
Grimjaw.
Oh, yes.
Yes. That was a time. But yes, I would say Ukira is one of my favorite.
Yes. All right. So that has been our... I don't even know how to explain it. What is this episode?
Us simping over villains.
Yeah, this has been our 2D Men Simp episode. So, yeah. I can't believe we actually did this. Kristarr, are you alright?
For the read, because it's rain, cats and dogs rhyming.
Oh my. So let's bring this episode to a close. Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you.
To us rant about our favorite 2D villain. Oh.
Let us know what you think. What's your favorite 2D villain? Oops, where's Kristarr?
Yeah, what's your favorite 2D villain?
Yeah.
Oh no, we lost her. Will she be fine? Hold on. Do we have to pause again?
See, is she coming back?
Check the Discord.
Let me check. But yeah, let us know your favorite 2D villain.
No, we should like pause and then do a proper.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll take another short intermission. No. We shall be back to end this properly.
Intermission. Yeah. Alright guys, thank you for listening to our mini rant about our favorite 2D villains, and we hope you come back to listen to us again. Thank you for watching our first episode too. We really appreciate it. And yeah, on behalf of the members of the Casual Simps Podcast, we would like to ask you to subscribe and like, comment, share this around to your favorite people, and let people know how awesome we are, because we kind of are awesome, just saying. Anyway, bye guys.
Bye.
See you next time.
Bye.